happening, guys? Welcome back. Now, I told you, I'm hitting you with all the lessons. And I thought, you know what? I need to make a video about this. I get asked about this question about, what do players do if they have smaller hands? And I was like, you know what? I have a couple of tricks I used to show people whenever, either it was Skype lessons or in-person lessons. People who had smaller hands, I'd be like, oh, well, try doing this. And it always worked. So I thought, well, I'll show you guys some hacks or some tips if you want to, if you have smaller hands. I've always had really big hands, so kind of up here is my problem area. Is my fingers get all clunky when I get to those higher frets. But so there's an advantage and disadvantage in both areas. My phone's freaking out on me. But let's go and get into this one. My guitar courses are on sale. That's what all these lessons are all about this week. If you want to check it out, support the channel, all that good stuff, it's linked down below. 50% off, 80% off. It's all going down. It ends on Sunday. And I'll have that all linked down below. Not really tabs for this one, so let's just jump into it. Woo! Alright, so the first hack, and here it doesn't involve you doing anything with your hands. Some people might not. I know that the majority of people do understand this, but some people don't understand the scale length of a guitar and how much that really comes into play. So like the guitar I'm holding right here, this is kind of an oddball, 335. This is called a 335 Pro, and it is actually even shorter scale than a normal 335. So Gibson scale length 24 3/4, and this one is actually 24 1/2. So a shorter scale guitar is going to make reaching those frets a lot easier for you. So I mean, think of things like 335, Les Pauls, SGs. I think an SG is no. I don't know much about SG, so someone correct me if I'm wrong. But a lot of Gibson stuff is 24 3/4. Now, if you're dealing with Fender or Strats and stuff like that, like if I was playing this guitar, this is a longer scale guitar. This is 25 1/2. So it's a little bit more of a stretch to get into stuff. Or if you want a nice middle ground, a PRS. So a PRS can get you right there. This is 25. I think it's just 25. It's right in between both of them. So it's a sweet spot right in between Fender and Gibson. But like I said, with this one, the scaling is a little bit shorter. So one thing you can really do that you have to watch, and I would see students, and I even have students with bigger hands not being able to reach stuff. They're like, I just don't get how you can do this. And I'll show you exactly what I would give them, and they literally couldn't play it because they couldn't reach the frets. So it's just your normal G major scale. So just go like 3 5 7 on the low E and the A, 4 5 7 on the D and G, and then 5 7 8 on the B and high E string. Okay, just that right there. Nothing fancy. But they couldn't do it, and the reason for one was they were doing like this. They had their thumb up way too high. I couldn't do it either like that. They'd be trying to play it. And you can't. You've got to drop your thumb. Like when I'm playing stuff like that, my thumb is actually below the center point of the back of the neck. So if you want to see here kind of like close up, see, look at that. It's like here's the top of the neck. Look how low my thumb is. My thumb's very low in the back of the neck. And one thing you'll notice is the lower you have your thumb, the wider you can stretch your hands. It gives you much more stretchability. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. And we have that going on. Now, like I said, another thing I would see people doing is they would try to go like this if they had smaller hands. Pointer, ring, pinky, which kind of makes sense. It feels like that would be the best way to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Guys like Paul Gilbert do that, but they have enormous hands, So for me, I feel like you can stretch a lot further if you use your middle finger. You have to get used to it. Drop your thumb, use your middle finger. Okay? And also, you don't have to do a shift because your hand can follow this like real smooth transition through 4 strings, pointer, middle, pinky. Okay? And then up here you do have to change. But my thumb is always moving it. That's one thing, my thumb's not stationary. I'm moving my hand and my thumb together as like a single unit. Okay? So it doesn't matter where I'm going. Watch, you can see my thumb. I should have put a camera up back here so you could actually see how my thumb is moving, but even some people, they want to squeeze the guitar neck and they become anchored to the spot that they're in. You can't do that. You have to be very loose and flowing on the guitar neck to be able to comfortably move around. Now there's another really big thing. So if you're already doing that stuff, maybe you're not doing the one I'm getting ready to show you. So Another big area where, like I said, people with smaller hands, they would just be like, I just can't play these stretches. The stretches are too hard. And I'd be like, well, show me what you're doing. And it'd be something like this, you know. Because part of having smaller hands is you just have to adapt. You know, Randy Rhoads had small hands. Like, there's lots of these famous guitar players, Angus Young, small hands. You just have to adapt your playing to, you know, what you have. Like, the same way that a person with bigger hands has to adapt when they get up here to these higher frets. So that's why when I'm up here, you see me use these 3 fingers a whole lot more. It's just because my hand just doesn't fit up here anymore. So I've had to adapt, you know, to using these 3 fingers more than including my pinky, because my hand just gets so scrunched together. But what I'm talking about down here is this. Let's just do this area right here. So I want you to be able to cycle that. I'm going 3-5-7 on the B, and then 3-5-7 on the high E string. I'm alternate picking all. I mean, it's not like a lick or alternate picking lesson, but that's how I'm playing it. Now, if you have smaller hands and you try to play it exactly like I am, you probably can't do it because you're having a hard time reaching up here to the 7th fret. Because watch what my hand does. My pointer finger's down, middle finger down, pinky finger down. It's no big deal. It's not a very big stretch for my hands. For the high E string, same. Not that big of a deal. I keep all my fingers down. That is the secret if you have smaller hands. Don't keep all your fingers down. Watch what happens. If you go like this, just by picking up your pointer finger, once you get to that middle finger note, you don't need to keep this finger down anymore. I'm not saying it's good or bad, one way, you know, one way or the other, but like I said, try it, because what happens is it frees your hand up to shift up a little bit, and now all of a sudden you can reach that 7th fret to where you couldn't do it before. See, watch, if I pick my finger up, my hand moves forward just a little bit. Go to the high string. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that, I mean, I do think keeping your fingers down is the best way to do it because it eliminates that extra kind of like millisecond of time it takes for your hand to shift, but work with what you got. You know, that's what it really comes down to. So try doing that kind of stuff. If you cannot reach these on your own, remember, pick up that pointer finger after you play the next note. Okay? Now you're up here. Now you should be able to reach these real easy. Now see, this is where I'm having trouble. But like I said, mess around with that and then work on descending it. The same rules apply. Okay? Because if you notice when you descend, you pick your fingers up. So a lot of times I would have students who could descend and stretch and reach the frets. They're like, I don't get, why can I descend and do it, but I can't ascend? I'm like, because you're keeping your fingers all down. Pick up that pointer finger, boom, all of a sudden their hand would shift, they could reach the note. Same with dropping their thumb, same with switching from using their ring finger to their middle finger on this stuff. All of it, I'm telling you, these little tiny, I always say guitar is a million little things to learning how to play guitar. So mess around with that. And then, like I said, get to where, maybe try going up to 8. You know, mess around with that. Whatever you want to do with it. But try with that. And then if none of that stuff works, try an even shorter scale guitar. Try like a, you know, a 24-inch scale guitar. What's the... there's another size down. I can't remember. Like, it's like 3/4. But like I said, just try whatever works best for you, and then just kind of work with it. I think the Van Halen guitars, are they shorter scale? The old PV Wolfgangs, I can't remember. But yeah, just mess around with what you got. Like I said, try a shorter scale guitar, thumb placement. You know, try using different finger combinations. And then if that doesn't work either, try picking up that index finger when you're doing those big 3-note per string stretches. And I bet it's going to help. So that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said, just a quick lesson today, but I see comments about this constantly. So I thought, hey, let's talk about it. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, check out all those guitar courses. They're on sale until Sunday. And other than that, just have a great rest of your day. I'll lay down some rhythm for you guys, and see you tomorrow maybe? Maybe a live stream? Maybe. We'll see. Thank you.